Hello everyone. Today I'm gonna make my second vlog for my Kawasaki Ninja 250R. Well, today it's a fine day, so I'm gonna ride it to my workplace, which is at Willawong dump in Brisbane. I got this job. It's from the city council, and it's temporary position. And last week I was working at Rockley Rubbish Transfer Center, and this week we were transferred to Willawong uh, dump, which is massive, and it's got all the non-recyclable rubbish, everything. So what our job do is to sort them and doing the waste survey and see what's the percentage of paper, or what's the percentage of wood in like daily waste, etc. So yeah, let's talk about the motorbike. Some people ask me about because they have never ridden a bike before, or they've only tried once or twice in their life. So some of them are not quite sure how they get started in Australia. Well, actually, it's not as difficult as you might expect, cause before I started riding, I was like struggling, cause I almost have no experience before, and I haven't got my bike yet, and I only have one friend who can ride. So, but then I asked my friend. He told me it's really like simple in Australia. I mean in Queensland. Cause you just need to. Firstly, you just need to do the written test, which is only like 5 questions. It's like the easiest test in my whole life. The question is like, can you ride when you drank some alcohol more than 0.05 or something? Or in the first year, can you take any pallium, or do you have to wear a helmet when you're riding or something like that? It's really really simple. Basically, it's all the common sense, and it's only 5 questions. And if you complete that, and hopefully you will get more than 80% correct, and then you will get the permission to do the Q ride. Or you can keep riding with your friend for a year, and then you can take the road test. For me, my recommendation is doing the Q ride, because it's really easy and straightforward. And what is Q ride? Basically, it just means you go to some like motorcycle training school, and on the list in the public transport, and you attend 1-day course. If you can do what they ask you to do, like maneuvering your bike, how to do the emergency brake, and riding 8, swiveling, something like that. And you have on-road training in the afternoon. basically they just you will form a line and ride on the street, and you do follow the instructor. And if you don't drop your bike, or you don't make some huge mistakes, and you will pass it, and after that you will get your license, as easy as that. But in my own experience, that wasn't really smooth, because while I was doing the Q-ride training, when I was riding near the area of Inala, yeah, I was riding and following the instructor and do whatever they asked me to do, and suddenly they just ride past the traffic lights, which is still green, and then it turns yellow, and I thought I might be like too far away from the traffic lights, so I just did the emergency brake. I tried to stop my bike, but one girl behind me, she wasn't really, maybe she just didn't see the traffic lights, or she was looking at something else. She didn't realize I was doing the brake, so she tried to brake, but it was a bit late, so she crashed into my bike. So when I just didn't realize it until she crashing me, and I just closed my eyes out of instinct. And after that, when I opened my eyes, it's like I was looking at the sky, and then I just fell on the ground. Actually, I fell on my bike, and the two bikes, like both of them were very seriously damaged. And my bike, because all of those bikes are like provided by the driving school, so you don't need to worry about the insurance or how to fix it or anything. But her bike was like you wouldn't even start it anymore, because it's really like badly damaged. My bike was all right. There was a big hole on the exhaust, and it sounds really noisy, and doesn't sound like anything normal, you know. So the instructor just called the headquarters, and someone just sent actually sent one more bike for me, because it wasn't my fault to you know, for this accident. So I just I was, and I feel I'm all right. I wasn't like really injured or something. So I kept training until the end of the day, but the instructor wouldn't allow her to continue training. So she ends up very upset and very sad. She said everyone just was concerned about her, and asked her how do you feel, or are you alright? She just said, "Oh, I'm alright. I just feel like a loser or something." Yeah, that was pretty sad, you know. At the end of the day, yeah, only she couldn't pass the test, couldn't pass the training, and everyone else just basically all passed. And with about 270 or something dollars, and you do the all full day Q-ride training, and most of us passed, and most of got license after that. So actually that was my first experience of riding a bike in my whole life. Before that, I had no idea how to ride a bike, or I tried my father's like old bike once or twice, but it was nothing. I didn't like really seriously ride, you know. I didn't like change gear or try to use brake. I didn't even know how should I use the front brake, or should I use the rear brake, or should I use both, you know. It's like but seriously, those things are really important when you're actually riding, because when you do something wrong, when you make some mistake, it could easily cause a very bad accident or injury. In my opinion, bike is way harder than driving a car. You have only 2 wheels, other than 4, and if you brake, and when you are making a turn, or when you are doing something not correctly, yeah, basically it could cause accidents. So my recommendation is to take a Q-ride course, because someone gonna tell you how you could properly ride a motorcycle, and how you could possibly avoid any accidents or something like that. Yeah, one of my friend, he used to ride a bike with his friend, and his friend just lent his Honda 250 to him, and he just told me it was first time when he was riding, and he actually didn't know how to ride a bike, and his friend didn't even bother to tell him what he should do or something like that. So basically he was just like revving up and let go the clutch, and then he said he was like staying in the place he were, and the bike just fly off into the garage door or something, and both the garage door and the bike was like ruined or damaged, and he was alright because he was like standing in the place he was, and all his friends just was laughing at him, you know, and that's basically was his first experience of riding bike. And then after a while, he told me after like a couple of months, and he was getting more confident about riding, and he wanted to try the second time in his life, and then his friend just lent him the same bike again, and he was like riding on the street, and it was quite fast, and then he said he forgot he was only like pressing the front brake or the rear brake, and he was in the wrong gear. He wanted to like upshift, but it ends up with downshifting. So like the whole bike was like wobbling, and he dropped the bike again, basically. So it was very like unpleasant experience for him, and he just told me on that day he just decided, okay, I'm not this type of guy. I wouldn't ride a bike in my whole life. That's it. In my life, that's it. Personally, I just think if he had some lesson or some proper instruction from some guys who is really keen to teach him or something, he wouldn't have had any accident like this kind, you know. So my point is, yeah, I think we all should take a proper lesson and follow the instruction, everything, instead of just like learning from one of your friend who just teach you, you know, partial way how you should do or something, or you just learn from the YouTube, see what others people do. Don't get me wrong, YouTube is really good way to learn riding the motorcycle, but it couldn't like teach you the whole story, you know. And after all, you still need to practice yourself, and you're trying to gain more experience while you're riding. And when you are riding, you might need someone just stand aside and just is watching you and tell you what you are doing is wrong and how you can improve your riding skill, something like that. And then you will know more about riding than just simply you just trying to figure out yourself, or self-learning. You know, you try to learn everything from like YouTube or something like that. So yeah, that is my suggestion. Just if you are in Australia, or even I heard there are some similar course or some similar tests in America as well. So basically, you just need to go to the course and take the course, and yeah, and you can I can guarantee you can get to know how to ride after that, and you will at least you will know how you can do things right after that. Yeah. After that, I think even you get your license, the best way to get more experience is to ride with your friends or with someone else. So you can do the riding when you are learning, you know, and if you can see what someone else is doing, and then you will know more, you will learn more skill about riding. So yeah, on the first day of your riding, you're gonna be very scared, you know. It's like it's nothing like the driving a car. You will feel safe in the cage, you know. It's you couldn't do much thing wrong about your car, but on the first few days you will be very scared, and you will be very careful about the first few days. And here we go. I'm entering this transfer station.
I'm looking for Keep Australia Beautiful.
Okay, what's your name?
Lance, Lance. Yeah, thanks.
Yep. So, but after 1 week or something, and after you really keep riding for 1 week or two, and you will feel it's not a big deal, and you will be used to it. It's like your muscle will have your memory, or have your skill to control your bike in any condition, you know. It's like and then you don't need to be so scared or worried when you are riding. You will really start to enjoy it. Yeah, here we go. It's my workplace, Base 3 in Willawong Waste Transfer Center, and now I'm entering my workplace. As you can see, it is the inside of the Base 3, and people just throwing out their stuff, their waste into this big area, and basically it's just pushing all the waste to the at the end of this aisle, and there will be some truck picking up all those wastes, and it will send all the waste away to some landfill somewhere. Probably in Rochdale or Naji or Ferny Grove. I don't know. Yeah, it depends. Basically, all those stuff, even something are really not that bad, some wood or some paper, people just throw out, and because it's non-recyclable area, so they will do nothing about it except just bury it with dust and soil, you know, to let it just decompose it. So, and my work is like doing the survey to see the percentage of each waste in each area. We just get some sample and sort it, just check what people throw out, and if people really doing something good for the environment, if it's really recycling something or not. And yeah, up there is the main office, and it's a massive warehouse like building, you know, and it's got holes on top, so we can spray some chemical, I guess, to kill all the virus and insects. And this section is our working station. We just stay here, keep sorting. Yep. Thank you for watching.